All right, here we are with the second part of the example dealing with the uniform company and Miss Eva Cruz. This time it's asking us to do the total payroll tax expense, compute it, and then journalize it. So we've already done it from the employee side of it. Now let's look at the first part of doing it from the employer side of it. And the first part is what they have to pay. This is what they're obligated to pay. This is the payroll tax. This is what they have to pay in order to have employees. And so we need to calculate that, and then we'll do the corresponding journal entries for that. So when you're dealing with payroll tax expense, remember there are four things that you have to keep up with. Okay, first you have to do both of the FICAs, so FICA Social Security, FICA Medicare, and that amount is matching what the employee paid. So if you look at the journal entry we did we already did next to FICA Social Security, she paid $496, so that's what the company will also pay. And then for Medicare, she paid $116, so again that's what the company will pay. Then we have SUTA and FUTA, the state unemployment tax and the federal unemployment tax. That's something that the employer has to pay on their own behalf or on the behalf of their employees, but the employees will never see this. Okay, so we need to do the calculation for this. If you remember, SUTA, the state one, is the one that has the higher amount because it's usually a state-run agency, and it's 5.4%. Now, here's the thing: be very, very careful with this because remember we have a gross of 8,000, but the unemployment tax, as it states in the first paragraph in the state, is capped at 7,000. So we're not going to do 8,000 times 5.4%. We're going to do 7,000 because once we hit that 7,000, we stop. Okay, so next month we won't even see SUTA or FUTA. So again, for SUTA, it'll be 7,000 times 5.4%. That'll give us 378. And then again, FUTA will also be 7,000 because it's capped at 7,000 times 0.6%, which will give us $42. All right, that takes care of all of our four payroll tax expenses. So if we add that up, that's going to give us a total payroll tax expense for Miss Cruz of $1,032. Now to put that in a journal entry, we will start with the payroll tax expense because that's what expenses are, the debit. So 131. Payroll tax expense of 1,032, and then we'll just take those four things and put them as a credit, add payable behind them, much like we did before. So we'll do FICA Social Security tax payable $496, FICA Medicare tax payable of $116, SUTA payable of $378, and then finally FUTA payable of $42. And that's how you do the calculation and the journal entry for the payroll tax expense, what the employer has to pay. In the next videos, we're going to talk about what if the employer chooses to add more things to that? What if they choose to pay more things on behalf of the employee? So we will be talking about that in the next video. Hopefully that made sense. Y'all have a good one.